a whisper that became a wall. There is a story I often return to. I was about 8 years old, sitting in class with my math book open. My small hands gripped the pencil so tightly that my knuckles turned white. The numbers blurred on the page as my teacher hovered nearby. When she finally leaned over, she sighed loudly and said, "You're so careless. Why can't you get this right?" Her words landed like stones on my chest. In that moment, I did not hear one correction. I heard a verdict. I was careless. I was not good enough. My little body stiffened. My heart sank. And though I eventually solved the problem, another problem had already begun to grow inside me. A voice, repeating her judgment, louder each time I made a mistake. That day, a seed was planted. Over time, it grew roots and branches inside my mind. It followed me into teenage years, whispering when I tried something new. It scolded me when I stumbled, criticized me before I even began. And though the classroom faded into memory, the teacher's words became my own inner teacher, harsher and more relentless. You may have a story like this too. Maybe it came from a parent, a sibling, a boss, or even a friend. Someone's judgment became your echo, and now you hear it not just once, but every day. This is the inner critic, where the critic comes from. The inner critic doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is born from moments like these, moments when we were young and vulnerable, when we believed the words of others more than we believed in ourselves. From childhood, a child's mind is soft clay. Every comment shapes it. Praise uplifts, criticism cuts deep. Over time, repeated words settle into beliefs. I am not enough. I must be perfect. I should not fail. From culture, society tells us what we should be: thin enough, successful enough, disciplined enough, strong enough. We are bombarded with images of perfection that silently whisper, "Not you, not yet." From perfectionism, many of us inherit the belief that worth equals performance. Anything less than flawless feels like failure. The critic thrives in this environment, using shame as fuel. The voice we now call our own is in truth an echo. It is the collection of judgments, fears, and unrealistic expectations absorbed over time. And yet, because it lives inside us, we mistake it for truth. How the critic shapes our life. The inner critic is more than a voice, it is a filter. In beliefs, when the critic says, "You're not enough," we believe it. We shrink from opportunities, assuming others will see us as unworthy too. In emotions, criticism triggers shame, anxiety, even anger turned inward. These emotions keep us small, hesitant, afraid. In behaviors, perhaps you avoid risks, procrastinate out of fear of failure, or overwork yourself trying to silence the critic with achievements. The critic whispers and we obey, not because we want to, but because the whisper feels like truth. Here's a surprising insight. The inner critic is not purely an enemy. At its root, it is a misguided protector. It believes that by shaming us into doing better, it will keep us safe from rejection, failure, or embarrassment. The critic says, "If I am hard on you, you won't be hurt by others." It is like a strict guardian who uses harshness instead of love. It means well, but its methods wound us. Recognizing this hidden intention is powerful, because when we stop seeing the critic as a monster and start seeing it as a fearful protector, we create space for compassion, and compassion is the key to transforming its voice. Anna, a woman I once worked with, used to stand in front of her bathroom mirror each morning. Instead of seeing her reflection, she saw her critic. Her critic said, "Look at those wrinkles. You look tired. No one will take you seriously today." Each day began with defeat, long before her feet touched the ground outside her door. Anna believed these thoughts were facts, but when I asked her to write them down in her journal, she was startled to realize they were almost word for word what her mother used to say to herself in front of the mirror. Anna had inherited not just her mother's eyes or smile, she had inherited her mother's critic. That awareness became Anna's turning point. By separating the voice from her true self, she began to realize, this is not me. This is an echo. And when she realized that, she could finally start choosing a different voice. Exercise, meeting your inner critic. One journaling prompt. Write down the most common phrases your inner critic says. For example, you're lazy, you'll never succeed, you're not lovable. Notice the tone. Is it sharp, sarcastic, heavy? 2. Personification. Give your critic a name, face, or even a cartoonish character. This helps you see it as separate from your true self. Ask yourself, whose voice does this really sound like? 3. Reflection. How does your critic influence your choices? What has it cost you? Opportunities, relationships, peace of mind? This exercise is not about silencing the critic right away. It is about meeting it, noticing it, and beginning to understand where it comes from. Emotional intelligence lens. Self-awareness. Recognize when the critic speaks. Pause before you automatically believe it. Self-regulation. Remind yourself, this is a voice, not a fact. Compassion. Instead of attacking the critic back, meet it with gentle curiosity. Ask, what are you trying to protect me from? By practicing awareness, regulation, and compassion, you begin to reclaim your inner world. The critic may always whisper, but it doesn't have to lead your life. When you learn to meet it with awareness and compassion, its power begins to fade. Imagine this. You are back in that childhood classroom. The teacher sighs, the critic begins to rise. But this time, another voice appears. The lover within. A gentle voice that says, you are learning. You are safe. Mistakes are stepping stones, not verdicts. This is the beginning of your journey. From this moment forward, every time you hear the critic, you also have the choice to hear another voice, the voice of kindness, the voice of love. And that voice, once whispered, can grow louder than any echo from the past.